Who's leaving trash on the beach again? Get out of here!
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Ninjago 2021 review. Today, with the fourth, one of the bigger ones from the Island sub-theme. I'm LJ.
And I'm Hayley.
And today we're taking a look at set number 71747, The Keeper's Village. This set comes with 632 pieces, retails for approximately $50, and comes out on March 1st. We'd like to thank the LEGO company for sending these to us. However, despite that, all of our opinions here will be our own, not influenced by that, based off of our experience with this set. So without further ado, and with this phone no longer distracting me, let's go ahead and get started.
All right. I remember this was one of the sets that we originally were, kind of iffy on. We didn't really know, because you can't really see what's really a part of it based off of box art, because it kind of hides the fact of how big it is. But after building it, we were both very satisfied with the size and the scope of what is included in this. You get a little bit of everything in here. You get a beach scene, you get a throne scene, you get a little bit of underground, you get some lava and this really cool like face of the dragon head out of stone or whatnot. There's a lot going on in this. It's more than just sort of a location. You get like the entire story here if you wanted to. So this is a great deal.
Yeah, I think this is a really good set for a lot of reasons, because I remember being maybe not as enthused about it when we originally saw pictures. It's got a lot of color, it's got a lot of vibrance, but it's definitely a set that I like a lot better in person than I do looking at it on the box.
That's a rare thing for Ninjago, especially, because their box art and their way of, describing their sets via box is, really unique and very vibrant. However, this one just stands on its own in a very triumphant way. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and go from left to right here.
All right, want to go ahead and pop it open?
I do. All right.
Wow.
It's alive.
It's alive. Let's start with the beach scene.
Yes.
So here we've got a trap. Kai, naturally, has fallen into it. Cole is here to save it with its weird, Scythe? Axe
thing?
I don't know what it is. But Cole's in this set. This is the only set that you can get Cole in. We'll talk about his minifigure later, but just, say it now. His bond is back! But yeah, this is a great little beach scene. I know we've got someone here who's very partial to beaches. Cough Bionicle.
Yeah, golden beaches specifically.
Oh yeah. So we get, a couple functions here, of course, with the trap. You can take the leaf off of Kai, put it back on the tree, make it look like it's a little, hidden trap. You have a gun here that you can sort of shoot pellets out of. Ooh. And you get, you have a little sign that's hidden, like, oh, look out, there's something here, but it's hidden by the leaves. Looks like Kai did not see. He's just charging forward as Kai does. Gets trapped.
Yep, and it's just Kai. Kai has been the only one in this trap. Don't let anyone else lie to you.
No,
it's just Kai.
Just Kai.
Yeah. I really do like a lot of the architecture from this segment, this portion of it, because you do have a lot happening here. You got a beach that kind of gradually turns into sand. And if I did have to give any kind of critique, I'm not particularly fond of these like circles. That doesn't look very natural to me. I don't understand why they did it so curved, but it's there. Outside of that though, you've got a lot of fun traps here. You got like a little skull X thing someone steps on and the blast, takes them out or what have you, the cannon there. This is a super fun function where you have whoever you want get sprung up by this tree and they're dangling precariously over this kind of pungy pit, this pit of spikes. That's a lot of fun. It's very nice, it's very quaint, it's kind of a small section, a sliver of story and of life on this island. And I really do appreciate that for a lot of different reasons. Also, it's Golden Beach. I like that part.
Oh yeah. Now we move on to kind of the heart of the set. We currently have GA come up to King Mamatis. and is on his throne. He's kind of hiding his throne here, but there you go. He's got a throne guarded by this giant, like, tiki tower, which we don't know much about, but it has presence. This is going to be important for some reason. I just don't know why, because it's bigger than the entire set. But I love how it has different personalities, different weapons. The weapons get progressively worse as you get closer to the amulet, so it looks like it's trying to protect the amulet and whatnot. You can take this guy off. You can even take him apart, but the way that they built it, you can kind of like, you know, move them around. You know, they're easily detachable, as you can see here. But I just, the personalities are just so great, so colorful, so personable, and it definitely adds a lot of, you know, scale to the set.
Mm-hmm. Interestingly enough, they sit on an axle, which actually you can kind of turn from side to side. I don't know the point of that necessarily, but there is some added personality when you do that, so that's kind of a neat thing. But yeah, as she mentioned, the colors are super vibrant and super engaging.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get this lovely king figure who has a great helmet. That is just a fun piece. But we'll get on to his minifigure later. We have an underground section. We got some stew cooking, whether it's for, you know, to feed, you know, the tribe,
warriors,
or to feed Jay before he's sacrificed. But we'll see what the stew is for. The stew is important for some reason. Under a little tiny campfire and whatnot. And then you move through the cave system into our third and final section. Talk a little about this, LJ.
So this is an interesting segment because it's kind of like this large dragon head. It's almost like the Mount Rushmore for this place, where you have this giant dragon carving coming out of the rock. Out from that is some lava. It's a sticker that transitions into these transparent tiles. But interestingly enough, if you push back here, you can make this kind of come up a little bit, which I find interesting. I don't understand the point of that just yet. It's neat from a function basis, but I don't quite get it. You also, if you open it up, have this kind of skeletal rib cage piece arrangement here. I don't quite understand this either. It kind of comes out like so. Maybe it's like a prison. Like you put people here and it's a prison, but then they can kind of find the secret path out from that prison. That's kind of what I'm looking at right there.
It's ambiguous so that, you know, kids can create their own story, which I think is really cool. Maybe they'll explain it in this, you know, the actual story, but I think it's ambiguous enough so that you can kind of do what you want. You know, what is it? Is it a prison? Is it a secret passageway? It's up to the imagination of the person who plays with it.
Yeah, and I think that's perfectly good and well, and a lot of fun. I really do appreciate some of the creative parts usage kind of along here. You got one of these superhero blasting pieces being used as like lava flowing off onto the ground. I think that's just super creative. And the parts usage and molding for the actual dragon head is, of course, impressive. That goes without saying.
So,
yeah.
This is a very impressive set, and it definitely gets the story of the island across, even though we don't know the story of the island yet. We definitely see the different set pieces of what is going to be used in the set, or in the story. So, and you can pull it out, have a very wide, you know, sort of
open easily accessed location.
Or you can close it up, just as like a showcase. So, I think it's so beautifully designed in that way.
Yeah, that's actually a function that I appreciate most from this set, this kind of open-close feature. I think that having it like this is really genius. Having it open, though, for play is really, really cool to see.
Oh, yeah.
This set does something that I really appreciate from LEGO Minecraft. It has a lot of 3D atmosphere to it. It has a lot of different dynamics as far as your verticality. You know, you got a nice flat level here that gradually comes up to a higher level, but there are also internals where you have this kind of 3D space that I think is really fun to actually have. It puts minifigures in an entire LEGO environment. And of course, it's capped off very nicely at the end here with this end dragon head. There's just a lot of really great molding here. There's a lot of really great terrain. It's just a really cool, vertically interesting and engaging set that I really appreciate for those reasons.
So, but yeah, I would say the one and only complaint that I would have with this, and I already put away Spot the Dragon to kind of show it, compared to the other sets in this wave, it is relatively small. If you put, you know, the Jungle Dragon next to it, the Jungle Dragon is about the size of this set. While it looks great by itself, if you want to pair it with the rest of its wave, it sort of feels small and cramped. Which, it's a complaint because if you want to put the wave together, then something that would represent the village of, you know, the keepers, you would think would be much bigger compared to the dragon, who would be able to, like, you know, go through it and whatnot. But for the purpose of it being a play toy, this is a good, you know, good size. So that's like the one minor complaint that I have about the Keeper's Village. Yeah,
I think that's fair to levy against it. But outside of that, though, let's talk a little bit about the minifigures. What do you say?
Yes, let's talk about Cole first.
Of course.
Cole is absolutely up first. Like I said, the bun is back. Cole had the bun taken from him by Master Wu and hunted, and I never forgave Wu for it. But it doesn't matter because the bun is back, baby! And he's got a beautiful orange headband. I am in love with this suit. I mentioned in the Lloyd's Jungle Chopper bike set that Lloyd's suit is my second favorite. That's because Cole's is my first, as usual. He has a chest plate instead of like a traditional Ninja G, which is super rock and roll. I just think it looks absolutely great. It goes really well with the fact that he has a giant belt and then, of course, his sash. It just feels super contained and controlled. And for the first time, I think Cole's putting, well, maybe not the first time, but for the first time in, like, he has a lot of tan as a color scheme in his suit, which is very, very unique. And you can really, really see it on the back, even though his sheath is covering it. But tan enters his suit a lot, of course, with his orange to match his headband. So the one thing I don't like about Cole is his weapon.
Yeah.
I don't see what is the practical use of this. I want to see this recreated in real life to have this weird kind of axe sort of scythe. Now, if they were to like make it so you have to stick it in like this, which I don't even think is possible.
No, not like... Oh, well, okay.
Well, there you go. I mean, this looks kind of goofy, but this is more of like what Cole's weapon would be.
I just kind of expected you cut out the middleman, take out that piece, and kind of do it like that. I don't know how stable that is. I feel like the only reason they didn't do it like this is because people would confuse it for the actual scythe of Quakes.
Oh, that is true.
That is the only reason I would imagine that decision was made. But I think that having this piece there, this big blocky one, is really what makes this look a little ridiculous. Yeah, it just looks like heavy duty, but then with little payoff. So, if he does have this in the story, I'm curious to see how he uses this, like, practically. So, alas, let's put him back on the beach to look after poor Kai, who is now trapped in the leaves. Let's take a look at him. We'll let you be free for just a bit, just to take a look. So Kai House also has a headband. I think his headband with his hair really goes well. We've seen him with the headband on before in Possession, but that was his old hairstyle. This is his new remodel, and I think it works very well. Yeah, no, I think it looks good. So. His actual torso print is a far more traditional ninja outfit, and I feel like if that's one critique that some could levy against the minifigures of this wave is that they do feel a little disconnected in a few different ways, but it's good. It's a good print. I don't have a whole lot of complaints about it. Yeah, like I said, it's definitely not one of my favorites because it doesn't feel very islandy compared to the others. Like, he has a belt and that was about it. He has a sash, so it looks like a traditional Kai. Like, I could pull this pretty much from any, season and be like, yeah, this is him, instead of something very jungly. Of course, except for the headband. Yeah. So, but yeah, his good. Gold machetes do look a little goofy. Like, we're used to seeing him with two giant swords. And it just feels like, I don't know, he was given, like, children-sized swords. That'll be a funny joke where, like, Lloyd hands it to him. He's like, what am I going to cut with these, butter? So, yeah. Okay, well, I'll put you back in the trees. Moving on to Jay. Again, this is actually kind of a mixture of a traditional ninja outfit and something that we've seen more from Cole or Lloyd, with these oh gosh, straps. The straps with like pouches on them. It's almost a little militaristic in a way. But it looks good. I think it's a good looking torso print. He does have his hair with the headband, which you have some mixed feelings about.
I do. I think Jay, when I see Jay traditionally with his new hairpiece, I think he has a lot of hair. He's got a lot of curls, a lot of whatnot. And then you put a headband on him, and it just looks like it's all gone. He has his, you know, his little tiny poof in the front of his hair is even smaller than it was. You know, this little curl on the side even feel a little more matted down. It just feels like he lost his volume when you put a headband on him. Maybe it's because it's pushing it in so it stays contained. But I just think he could have used a little bit more hair on the top of his head to really, you know, feel more like the new Jay hair. His torso, I also agree, looks pretty great. I think it's a little bit too many pouches for him because it's starting to really cover up that blue, making it a little bit more, you know, gray rather than, you know, his jet blue that he has. And then of course his weapon of choice. We were laughing while building this. You know, he's got his nunchucks, which are, you know, 2 sticks with chains. Now he has a knife on a chain. I don't think I trust Jay with a knife on a chain.
Yeah. It bothers me because in Rebooted, Jay's weapon and Cole's weapon kind of got flipped just a little bit. But now we've gone back to the nunchuck-esque weapon. Like, we've gone back to more traditional ninja weapons. And it just kind of feels like, all right, listen, stick with them. Just stick with them. But also, Jay, don't get anywhere near me.
Yeah. I don't... Boy, that's terrifying to look at.
Yeah.
We get another Rumble Keeper.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the other one.
Thunder Keeper, yeah. It's the
Thunder
same
Keeper.
Thunder Keeper, yeah.
He
has a new staff, though, which looks even better than Cole's. We got a little bone tooth on it.
It's also got a face, looks better than Cole's.
Oh, excuse me.
Torso print, better than Cole's.
No. You can put Mr. Rumble Keeper back, and we're going to take a look at King Mamatis. This guy is rocking. I love his chest piece. It's so detailed, but it feels so Aztec. We got, you know, gems on it, jewels on it, gold, the pattern print that will eventually show up in the catamaran set that we're going to be reviewing next. But in this helmet, my gosh, this helmet is so cool. It has so much presence. So, and then his staff. Talk about a powerful staff. I love this translucent purple piece on top for the lightning bolt, which we get on the tiki heads as well. So it goes along with, you know, the whole purple lightning theme. If it's purple lightning, it's not traditional lightning as we learned at the Dark Island. So something is going on here. And of course he has a cape. I know Tommy Andreasen says that he loves capes. This I love the color. I love the texture. This is a very well working cape for Lego. So it looks great.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about him?
Nope, I agree. I think the colors are fantastic. I do find it kind of funny how we're getting a lot of kind of rarer colors, at least for my people, Bionicle folk. Purple, turquoise, burnt orange. Definitely not a common color that I run across, and they all look really, really cool in the orientation they are in here. So, great minifigure. I really enjoy it. Oh, yeah.
All right. So, this is a overall fantastic set. This grew on me after we built it. Like I said, the size is only an issue compared to other sets in the wave. Other than that, it's fantastic. I strongly recommend this for kids who like Ninjago because they can buy this. No, they can buy this. You can buy it for your kids, and then they can recreate the story of the island with this. Because I can tell you, this has got the whole thing. So this will definitely be well used. Even as a set piece, if you just want to buy it and have it, you know, on a shelf or whatnot to represent the island. If you like the island when it comes out, you know, we'll see how it goes. But it's a strong set.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I definitely think this is a solid set. It does have some issues, obviously. No set is perfect, but I definitely think your money goes far here, and there's a lot of play value you can get out of this. So, for a wave that is certainly smaller and maybe not quite as impressive as others, this stands out, and I firmly believe it is a lot better in person.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Kai is starting to get a little tired, so I think it's time to wrap this up before he gets eaten by whatever the teeth is.
Yeah, no, that seems perfectly fair. Thank you all so very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this review, and join us next time for the last of the Island reviews. Once again, thank you all so very much, and let us know in the comments below what you think about this set, or any others you come across. Thank you once again. We'll see you on the next review.
I think Cole saved him.
Let me see here. Let's rewind just a little bit. Oops! Oh! See you, everyone.